What is going on, my Saab friends? Today I'm going to show you how to remove this upper HVAC vent in your 2003 to 2011 Saab 9.3. Now, reasons you may want to remove the vent is simply because something like this has occurred. There's a spring in behind here and it's since gone missing. I don't know if it's because of the last owner or it actually just fell out and it fell into the vent system. I don't know, but it's kind of annoying because it rattles around. This one is nice and sturdy like it should be. This one is not. So if you have an instance like this, you will have to remove the vent. If you want to service or change your radio, you will have to remove the vent because there is 2 bolts at the very top. Now, how we'll be going about doing this is 3 tabs up top. You'll have to push those in, and then another 3 tabs at the bottom. So kind of simultaneously, you'll have to push in all 6 of these tabs to remove this, and it's not fun. And if this explodes, it's also not fun, but I do have a video up top here in the right corner that'll show you how to repair that. But in this video, it's simply going to be removal and reinstallation. So what you may need is a bunch of these guys, flathead screwdrivers. Probably won't pick up very well on the camera, but you can actually stick the tip of the screwdriver inside the vent, and when you do that, you can kind of manipulate this tab, and obviously you'd want to get it to where it pushes this tab down, and you can do that for all of these. The bottom ones are a little more tricky and harder to get at. So what I recommend doing, use a combination of the screwdriver and a whole slew of these guys. These are trim removal tools, and you can find these just about anywhere. I definitely recommend Harbor Freight. That's going to be the cheapest route to go. And also potentially something like a credit card ID, something that is really thin because it's a tight, not much of a gap here around the trim. So let's go ahead and get started. So the thing is, when you remove this, it's very tricky to shimmy it out because there's not a lot of space. So what you saw was pretty much me use these little cards that you get just about everywhere and you want to stick it in and try to get to where every one of these tabs is, because it will release that section and just work your way around. I would say start at the bottom because these tabs are by far the stiffest, and eventually work your way up to the top. This one I had a little trouble with because I needed it farther to the left here. But whenever you pop it out, don't be afraid if it starts making some crazy noises. I mean, if it sounds like it's gonna break, then I would stop what you're doing and kind of realign the cards and whatnot. But if you do it right, you really don't need too many tools, just maybe a small screwdriver, but you got to be careful because you don't want to stick it in between here because you'll mar up the plastic on there in your vent. So definitely get yourself some trim removal tools, stick it in there to create some form of a gap, and then shove these little cards in and work their way around. But that's pretty much it. And yeah, if this explodes on you and you know, you lose a spring, it's really not that big of a deal. I do have a video that I showed at the beginning up in the corner that shows you how to repair that. So that's pretty much it with removal, and installation is just as easy. So let me go ahead and show you that. And another reason why I actually removed this vent in the first place was at the beginning of the video I talked about how loose this was and how normal this one is. Well, let me show you what I found. And if you look in the center, the very center of the screen going vertical, there's a small metal wire, kind of like a spring in the center, and that keeps tension for all of these little like runners in here. And this one's perfectly fine. And if you look at this one, it's kind of off kilter, so it must be popped out of the base. And that's exactly why this is so loose, because it's not creating any tension. So I am going to go ahead and fix this, and we'll go ahead and put the vent back in. Now, as an added bonus, if you're removing this HVAC vent to get to the radio to remove it, it's a very simple process once you get to this point. You have to remove 2 T20 Torx screws, one being right there, and the second one being right in there. Now, they're already removed at this point, and if you're curious what a Torx screw looks like, it's this guy right here, kind of a star pattern, a little bit different, but the tool you can find just about everywhere. And to remove it, you just lift it up, and there you go. And the radio removes, and you have 2 connectors and then the antenna adapter right there. And reinstallation is super simple. Set it in like so. I'm gonna go ahead and reattach these bolts, and let me show you how to put the vent back in. Fast forwarding a few minutes here, fix the spring, and we are back in business. So these aren't flopping around. It's got some decent tension to it, so it's not gonna, you know, move around on bumps and be super annoying and rattling. So let's see here. If you look, they're vertical. That spring is in place, and now this was the problem side, and that is also back in place. So this is officially back to normal. So time to put this in. Installation of this thing is ridiculously simple compared to taking it out, and all you need to do, place it right in here. There you go. That's simple. So if this video helped you out, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, be sure to drop a comment down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. What you want to be, so stay true.